is Deepak Ajwani from Economic Times, India. Your MD, Kristalina, clearly told the world leaders and the governors, buckle up. Can we understand three things that IMF would want to tell the governors as well as the ministers across the world? How do they buckle up?
Well, I think what our managing director is referring to is the fact that we are in an environment, we've been living for the last 5-7 years, in an environment in which we are hit, the global economy is hit by fairly sizable shocks. Can be very concentrated. You can think, of course, we can think of COVID that was a one in maybe in 100 years type of shock. But even after that, with the cost of living crisis, we had the impact of military conflict on European soil. You had the trade tensions. All of these things are disruptive to the global economy. Now, for many countries in the world, these things are outside their control. These are not something that you directly have an input and can do something about. So the first part of buckling up is to make sure your economy is as resilient as it can be. And how do you make your economy resilient? Well, number one, you make sure that you have the fiscal buffers that you need, because you're going to need to use them when you're hit by one of these shocks. And if you don't have them, then the impact is going to be much larger. So making sure you protect the fiscal buffers. Second, making sure that you have the right institutional environment so that you have institutions that are trusted, that can do their job, that have frameworks that are strong. That is also going to be helpful in maintaining expectations, in maintaining some sense of stability in the economy. Third, you're going to have to rely on trading partners. No country is an island that can do things on their own. And so making sure that the global economy, that countries remain part of the global economy, that they are integrated, that they find ways to deepen trade ties with partners where it's possible, is an important part also of building that resilience. And fourth, at the end of the day, growth comes from the private sector. It comes from adoption of technologies that have been developed elsewhere. Most countries are not at the frontier of innovation. Most countries are inside that frontier and catching up with it, or developing that frontier, making sure that the right efforts are made in terms of skilling the labor force, in terms of adoption of technology, in terms of infrastructure investment, so that countries can grow rapidly and unleash the private sector innovation and entrepreneurship.